To start the triptych, we are going to make a new canvas so that we can put all three images on the same canvas. So this time, instead of saying open, we're going to go to new project. Inside here, it starts out on the social tab. We're going to go to print, and we're going to make our own size of this. So up here, let's put in the name triptych so at least we know what we're building. Tri meaning 3, so we're making a triptych. And I'm going to go ahead and make this large enough. So I want it to be longer than it is tall. So I'm going to start with just 15 here, and I'm going to leave it 10 tall. We can make some adjustments and all those things afterwards if we need to. The background's going to be white. I'm going to change my DPI to 300. It is a higher quality image. It's what we use for print. 72, I think, is what it's going to start out for you. That is for the internet, but if you tried to use that image later, it would be really pixelated. So let's change the DPI to 300. Once you are set with that, go ahead and hit create. So I'm going to get a large canvas like this. I might need to extend it later on to make it larger. I might need to make it taller, but I think this might be okay with what I have. If I do need to change it, let's just say I made the wrong size, I can go right here to canvas size, and then I can go ahead and change that. Again, this is on pixels, so I want to jump over here to inches, and I can see it is 15 by 10, so maybe I don't need it that tall. Maybe I want it to feel longer, so maybe I want to change this to 5. And that looks a lot longer. Next thing we want to do is we want to open up all of our images that we have saved so far. And I have my color images in here. I believe, let's go find those. There we go. So I already exported my images that I've edited in Lightroom, and I gave them the name Yellow Triptych just so I could find them easier. So I'm going to open up all of those, and remember we want to copy these to put these onto our blank canvas. So the first thing I do is I have to tell the computer to select all. So I can do that under here, select all. Notice it's also a Control A or a Command A. So I'm going to use that shortcut. Select all, same thing, Control C to copy, and go over here, Control V to paste. Always give it a second when it pastes. Now it looks like my image pasting in is a lot larger than my canvas. That's okay. Remember, we can go to Edit, Transform, and I go to Scale. Now I'm going to hold down the Shift key so that it doesn't get distorted, and I'm just going to shrink this down so that it fits on my canvas. Right there. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter or hit the check mark to make sure, and then I can move this over to the first spot. The layer is always here, so I can go back and adjust again if I need to. All right, so let's go to these really quickly. I'm selecting all, copy and paste, and again I'm going to edit, transform, and this one looks like it's perfect. Right, a little bit over the edges. I'm totally okay with that. I'm just going to leave that one, and my last one. Select all, copy, and paste. And this one I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to shrink this one down because it looks too tall. Hold down your Shift key, and again, shrink it down. Make sure it fits. Now I'm going to make sure each one of them fits first, and then I'm going to look at the layout and decide if I want to move it around. So I don't like these two pictures right next to each other. I don't like this bright white next to this yellowish background, so I'm going to move this one over. And again, I'm going to click on this layer in order to move the second one. So make sure you're on the right layer as you're trying to move. Now I can go back to layer 3. I like that better. Make sure I'm not overlapping. There we go. Go back to layer 2, shift this over. Now I could leave some white space between each one if I wanted a little bit of border, or I could get them nice and close. Now that I've finished that, I have a little bit of extra that I don't want. So I'm going to go here to this rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to draw a box around the part that I want to keep. And then I can simply go to Edit, and I can crop. Or it looks like this version doesn't have it. Oh, there it goes. It's under Image. Okay. Image, crop. There we go. Now my canvas is the perfect size, and I'm ready to go. I could then export this, I could flatten this and send this out, and my triptych is finished. If I do need to edit one of these images, like this one right here, it feels really yellow. What I could do, like the background is not a nice bright white, Remember, when I'm on one layer, I can go to Image, Adjustments, and I can just edit that one single image. So in here, I want to go to Color Balance. And I feel like my highlights are just a little bit too yellow. So I'm going to increase the blue on those highlights. There we go. Just so it doesn't feel quite so yellow. I can change that if I need to, but I just want to make adjustment right on that one. Again, I can go Image, I can go Adjustments. Let's just say I wanted to make that one black and white. I could do that. I could change the vibrancy, the saturation, I could change the levels. So let's just do one more just so you can see it. And I can decide I might want that brighter or darker, just adjusting this one picture all by itself. The other ones are going to stay exactly as they are. Oh, I like that. And I hit OK, and notice nothing else is different here. I am not going to the cookie down here because that would change all of my layers. I went to Image Adjustments up here. When you are all set, you can say Layer, and you can say Flatten Layer. I can flatten this image. That'll make all of these into one layer. I can't edit it anymore if I do that, but if I'm all set to go, I can say Flatten Image. It's now one layer, and I can say File, Export as JPEG, and I have my image ready to go somewhere else. I'm going to undo that for just a second. If you're still working on this, don't make this into a flattened image. I would just say Save as PSD instead, so that you can come back and you can work on it later. All of these are flattened images, so once you do that, you won't have these layers in there anymore. So just decide what's best for you. You probably can finish it in one setting though, and flatten it and save it.